How I Came to Like the Woman in the Picture. Part 13. Under Construction. So ends, for the time being anyway, this YouTube presentation, How I Came to Like the Woman in the Picture. Granted, I did not, in the summer of 2009, even know who the woman in the picture was yet. Regardless, I did like her. What I liked, I guess, was the fact that the powers that be had a particular woman in mind for me. I liked that. I didn't want just anybody. This YouTube presentation is by no means complete. My plan, in fact, is to construct 4 multi-chapter sections inside this YouTube presentation. This first section, which you are now viewing and called How I Came to Like the Woman in the Picture, is not yet complete. I have since sketched out 5 or 6 additional chapters to fill out this section, and wherein I trace the path of my thoughts that summer of 2009, thoughts which had led me to discover the identity, the very arguable identity, of the mystery woman of my dreams. The second section, which I plan to construct, I would probably call My Back in Time Project. This section continues the story of the woman in the picture, although focusing less on herself in this instance, and more upon the destination I had in mind, which was to be the time and place in which the mystery woman had lived, and also the mechanism which I had hoped would get me over there. In the process of my research, meanwhile, I would come to discover there were a great many people, important people, inside the world of the mystery woman other than just the mystery woman, and so my studies would take into account these as well. I studied turn-of-the-century New York as if it were to become my hometown, and meanwhile I prepared for my would-be journey over there. Of course, I couldn't go dressed up in jeans and a t-shirt, and neither could I go with modern accessories in hand. Luckily, there was eBay. Here I am with my stash, ready to go. Did I ever actually make it back in time? Stay tuned to find out. The third section I plan to construct I would call Invitation from a Ghost. This section has to do with the Pennsylvania mansion called Elmhurst, more in particular the ghost which is said to haunt this mansion. The striking dreams and coincidences which I would come across in June and early July of 2010 had been such that I really did believe I was being invited to Pennsylvania to meet up with, as it were, the mystery woman of my dreams. These coincidences that one month were so rare, so wonderful, that I decided to record my thoughts on an audio recorder. In this third section, then, I share these recordings. Now, around this time also, I would request of Leah closure in regards to the whole vow situation, and would in fact receive it. Come to find out, Leah had somewhere along the line stopped waiting for me. Of course, misunderstandings happen in life, and I do not believe Leah had ever willfully intended to have me wait 8 whole years for her. No more vow, this anyhow meant, and this meant also that I was free to pursue the real mystery woman of my dreams. The fourth and final section I intend to call How I Came to Know the Woman in the Picture. Would the coincidences, the dreams, the sermons and such continue on into 2011 and 2012? Yes, they would. In February 2012, for example, I was on YouTube when I came across a movie which caught my attention. It was called A Chinese Ghost Story. Although the real interpretation of this title, the literal interpretation from the Chinese, is in fact the ethereal spirit of a beauty. Now, I'm usually not into ghost stories or anything dark like that. However, under the circumstances, I decided to watch this movie. I was struck in particular by the following scene.
Mr.
你怎么来这么快？
我从那上面下来比较快。
哦，你没事吧？
我想把这幅画送给你。
这画 怎么在你这儿？
这幅画是我爹在1年前请人画的，今天盂兰节，才有时间在市集把画找回来。画里面的人就是我，看见画，就像看见。
Okay, so I watched this movie, right? And then about a week afterward, and by a remarkable twist of fate, good fortune, whatever you want to call it, I came then into possession of the following, well, picture. It is an original painting of the arguable mystery woman of my dreams. Very few paintings remain of the arguable mystery woman of my dreams, and so it is quite rare. Now, in regards to this one picture, painting, portrait, I do not, as of publication time, April 2012, yet know what it should for myself signify, other than that it is the pretty-faced portrait of the would-be mystery woman of my dreams, and had been painted in 1901 by an art student from Philadelphia. However, what I will say is this: I have a strong sense there is more to this painting than meets the eye. And meanwhile, I do believe this is the picture of the mystery woman of my dreams, and I have since hung it up upon my wall. Please be patient as I construct the remaining sections and chapters of this YouTube presentation. As I am in the process of addressing other matters this spring and summer of 2012, it may then be some time before I again publish on YouTube. I do hope to return and finish these sections. Thank you for viewing.